here. It's going to start with Mr. Perez. Christine, you have the floor.
Sure. Hartford's property tax rate is one of the highest in the state. What are your specific plans to lower it?
There are three things. The first one, everybody has agreed that the state of Connecticut needs to have responsibility for two items that really provide a burden on Hartford taxpayers. That's the cost education formula and the payment in lieu of taxes. Two programs that are heavily underfunded, but still mandated by the state, and Hartford residents get that burden. Everybody has admitted that the pilot program needs to be reimbursed at a higher rate. The other one is that we need to work in our neighborhoods to create economic development in our neighborhoods in order to grow our grandchildren. You will see a plan in the first 100 days to be able to create an entity to develop wealth in our neighborhoods, working with our small businesses, creating jobs in our neighborhoods, and not depend on the silver bullets in downtown.
I wish former Mayor Perez had done when he was mayor what he just said he'd do now. Instead, during that 10-year period, property taxes went up by 50%. They went up year after year after year. I'll tell you the first part of my plan because we've already done it. I refuse to raise the property tax rate, the mill rate, at all. The first mayor in 20 years not to raise the property tax rate and the mill rate. That's step one. Step two is growth, and that's why we're working hard to grow our city everywhere we can, in downtown and in our neighborhoods, because we're a small city and we need growth everywhere we can get it. Over the long term, we've got to get to a place where we can bring that mill rate down because it's a crushing burden, especially on our small businesses. So that's been one of the top priorities from the start, was to make sure we're not going to repeat the mistakes of the past and try to solve our problems by piling up more and more burden on our taxpayers.
Mr. McCauley.
You know, Hartford's mill rate is what, 74.29, 7429. And, you know, unless we increase our grand list, there's no way we're going to bring our mill rate down. So we need to bring everybody to the table, everyone that's got a, how shall we say, a shared value in seeing our city move forward. We've got a structural problem in the city of Hartford that has not really been dealt with. The city is in a place where it cannot possibly raise the amount of money that it needs to meet all of its financial obligations. So my thing would be to have pilot fully funded, at least for the city, lower tax rate on corporations, at least 1 mil, and bring up tax rate on houses, which is already coming up, running out of time.
Mr. McGee.
You know, with this bifurcated system that we have here, tax system, that goes back to some 1970, if you would, in response to a failing system, Hartford and its leadership, we have to take an aggressive approach to address that system. We're one of the only municipalities that have this twofer, if you would, of a tax system where, quite frankly, inequalities exist. No, we should not make money off of our corporations, nor should we shift the burden to our residents. We have to create innovative approaches to this very crisis that we have in our city when you talk about taxes. So we have to look forward realistically to our neighborhoods, provide opportunities for small businesses to create more opportunities job-wise for residents. But we also have to have a mayor's office who has intentionality and will stay true to its promises to our city.
Thank you. Mr. Perez, would you like your rebuttal?
Yes. I balance all my budgets. I had a bond rating that was A. I always funded the retiree pension, health pension fund, and I always mind every neighborhood and make sure that every neighborhood participated in the great work that we did in the city of Hartford 10 years ago.
Mr. Broning?
You did balance budgets, but you balanced budgets by raising taxes year after year after year. The challenge we faced, and what I worked so hard to do, was make sure that we did not repeat that same mistake, because it drove so many small businesses out of the city and so many small businesses out of business. The first step was saying no more. the next step is growing. And to attract that investment, you got to have a city that people have confidence in, where they know that the management and the leadership of the city is taking care of the fiscal situation in a responsible, honest way. And that's one of the
Thank you,
things
Mr.
we've worked
Berman.
hard to do.
Mr. McCauley, would you like your rebuttal?
Yeah. It seems to me that the question was a plan to lower the tax rate. I still haven't heard one, but we will have one within the first 100 days of our administration.
Mr. McGee?
You know, we could have a long conversation on taxes in our city, but we need a mayor who's going to develop and deepen relationships in our community, re-engage many of our partners who have just been fallen and let down, if you would, under this current administration. But we need someone who's really going to, again, stay true to their word and address the issues in this entire city and not just our friends.
We're going to move on now to the next question.